I am live. I'm just going to make sure that I'm sharing this out because it's a rando, so I haven't set it up everywhere. It's probably not even going to show on my page for another 10, 15 seconds. So hi, everybody. If you're watching this, if you're on, feel free to say hello. Hello, hello, hello. Terry's saying hello to me. There it is. I will share this out quickly. Cross off that one. So share it to different places. So if you're here, feel free to let me know that you are here. Let's put it in the nest. Magpie's nest. For those that aren't in there already, you can come and join the Facebook group. I'm going to be doing a little giveaway in there soon. To group. Stay. Sorry, I should have done this. It's probably easier to do this on my phone than it is on the computer. But if you're there, say hello. Feel free to say hello. More. See, normally I do this before I do the lives. So hang on, one more. Thank you, Terry. So hope everybody's okay. Everybody having a good weekend? I've had a mixed weekend. I had a really sad event, but it was a lovely to see everybody. There you go. I'm done. So it's lovely to see you. Hi. I'm going to whip through them quite quick tonight, guys, because I want to cover a lot of people. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Sunday. So yeah, hi, everybody. I can see all of you. So yeah, I've just finished my tarot course for this week. It's not finished the course completely. I've just finished the lesson, literally just finished the lesson. We've just done the first of the court cards. So we get to play with those. And I can't believe how well everybody is. Oh, sound healing. That sounds amazing, Kim. Yeah, they're all reading amazing. They're so amazing. So hopefully next week or two, they'll be reading for each other if they feel confident enough. I'm not going to make force anybody to do that. So, because it's about people feeling comfortable and confident. I bet it did. I bet that was amazing. Okay, let's see. Who shall we go with? Jenny Margaret Parsons. Let's go with you. See what we've got for you. Let's see what the cards have got for you today. Okay, I'll get another one. Oh, wow. Okay. If you donate, guys, please tell me, because I'm rubbish at paying attention to what's where when it comes to things like that. For you, Jenny, I've got that the loss of something or something being taken from you, inducing a lot of anxiety, a lot of stress. I don't know if something's gone missing or something's been taken. It feels like something is lacking, something is missing, and you may feel it's been taken by somebody or something. And so a piece of you or something that meant a lot to you, somebody has taken that, or something's been taken from you because they've done it through a self-sufficiency kind of thing. I'm all right, Jack. So they've taken it because they believe they require it. They've done it out of necessity. That doesn't condone why they've taken it or how they've taken it, but it has brought in a lot of stress for you, a lot of feeling trapped or stuck up at night, fears coming in. Oh, your partner passed. I'm so sorry. A lot of stress, a lot of worry. What I'm being given at the end of this, that would explain the gentleman who came in as soon as I was in your energy. I'm very new with spirit, so I'm not even going to pretend to pass on a message that necessarily, if I get anything, if he gives me anything, he stood right by you on your shoulder, which is a beautiful, but there's something about the wrist here There's pain being given to me in my right wrist. He took himself home. Oh, okay. There's something about this right, but it's this part of the wrist here. Um, there's a lot of anxiety up at night, fears. There's fears coming around naturally that would be part of that. But I feel like the anxiety is trying to, because basically, if you're scared of spiders, look away now for a second. I'll tell you when it's safe. Um, there's this web with the spider, and I feel like it's the web, and it's trying to bring things together, whether that's actual facts and get a whole picture, or whether that is bringing people together, or there's bits and bobs that are coming through. If you are having strong dreams that are waking you up, look at what is in those dreams, write it down so you know what's in those dreams, because it could be that there are things being passed to you. Um, your youngest son has pains in his wrist. It's very specific. It's in there. It's just come on, but it's radiating up through here. So, um, but it's weaving things together. It's bringing things together and trying to do that in a way that is not fear reducing. Fear reducing, fear, fear adding to the fear, exasperating the fear. Sorry, that is reducing fear. It's about pulling pieces together. What I then have is the Four of Wands, and the Four of Wands is absolutely about celebration and gathering together and temporary stability. Um, and that's not to say that it's going to be gone in a week. That's not what I mean. It's a place of, okay, we're safe, we're secure, we're all together, and we can now assess, okay, where are we now? What's just happened on that part of our journey? Where are we now? What do we need? What are we going to come up against potentially? It's about looking at how you progress now on a different path in a new direction. And it's about, what do we need to bring on? What do we need to let go of? What isn't serving us? How do we move forward? Um, but celebrating all those wonderful moments and precious moments of joy and doing that unapologetically. It's about celebrating and honoring the hard memories, and not having guilt when you feel, when you have a laugh or you have a smile or you feel happy for a moment. You don't, it's going to be a very hard thing to not feel guilty when you feel happy. And then there's going to be that hard moment where, um, he's sitting there. He's like on this shoulder. And he's almost doing that, rubbing. I don't know what that is. Just kind of going, rubbing shoulder, like keeping warm. Um, so yeah, it's about celebrating, finding joy. And if you are on a development class, I'm assuming that's spiritual development class. Um, so that will absolutely help you, because it may well be that you're very aware he's around there, and it's probably why you want to communicate, right? It's developing, working your way towards what works for you in your practice, what doesn't work for you is your practice. Um, it can see that it's not the path isn't over yet though. There's a lot more to be, adventures to go on, physically, spiritually. There's a lot of adventures to go on. So, um I feel like you feel that things were taken from you, but it's about being in a place of, okay, this is what's happened, and where are we going now? What do I need in this moment, and what do I need going forward as well, and developing that. That's really what's coming through. He's always round you. There's like a tickle on the arm as well. Like, it's a bit weird to describe. It's probably not weird to describe. It's literally being shown to me. You know, like when a spider, you go across a spider's web and there's like a tickle that you can feel, oh, and it's like a weird hair feeling. That's what I'm feeling on this um, right arm. Very bizarre, very bizarre in that it's clearly not anything. I'm looking and there's nothing there, and it's not a spider's web, but it feels like spider's thread. But yeah, there's tickles and things. But he is next to you. He is next to you. I hope that helps in some way, Jenny. Okay. Thank you, Wendy. Let's do Wendy next. See what we get for Wendy. Ooh, we like this. Things they are changing. The wheel is turning, Wendy. Let's put Wendy up. Oh, I did that and then Jenny came. There you go. Oh, I like this. I like this. Okay. So the first thing we have is the Wheel of Fortune. Things coming in, changing. This next month, things are really going to get moving for you. The wheel turning, changing. There could potentially be travel as part of that. We then have the Sun. The Sun is the most positive card in the deck. Any way up you put it, it looks the same in this deck, and I love that. And there is this butterfly of transformation, freedom, the chance to be almost liberated. So there's an opportunity coming in for you to have some freedom, have some fun, revel in it. There's also we have the Seven of Cups. I love this Seven of Cups because it is very much about being up there, allowing creativity to pour forth. Um, Options. There's more than one more options. Um, Almost like by being in this space of liberation and going with it, this opportunity to do that, to jump onto it. It's going to feel a bit weird to begin with. It's going to it doesn't feel bad, it just feels different, whatever this opportunity is. It's like, oh, I don't normally do that, but it's going with it, and it may involve traveling somewhere, going somewhere, but there's almost liberation with this. It's almost like the unfamiliarity of that process of doing it is what feels different, and different isn't negative necessarily, but there is a challenge to work through that difference. But it's going with it. There's this liberation. There's almost like a vision. There is a vision. There's a vision that comes as part of that. But it's providing you insights into potential outcomes, and it's about looking into each of the outcomes intuitively, informationally, like literal facts, how it's going to work. This feels more spiritual than any kind of relationship or work-based thing. It's almost like a spiritual level up as part of this vision, but that vision helps you navigate intuitively through life as well. Oh, wow. Okay. So maybe there are ways to dreaming up the different situations. Seven of Wands. We have the Father of Wands, which I'm guessing he's developed as a tattoo artist. Is there reluctance on your part to do that? And it's not that you don't, and then we have Temperance, which is the blending of two energies, finding a way for both to come together and work, which is kind of like taking that Seven of Cups and looking at the best way to navigate which of these scenarios absolutely brings us with the most direction forward when we find the sweet spot, especially with that the butterfly wings in that and the Sun. It's almost like clarity coming through, ways and options of how we can do that. Very strong. I like this guy. Strong, powerful, honed his skill, honed his talent, will defend the family, protect the family. Um, but with the Seven of Wands being there, there's this need to, well, this is my sacredness and it's about boundaries. This is what I would like. And there's a hesitancy. I don't know if there's like a boundary cross, a boundary test as part of that. There's like a hesitancy. But again, not a hesitancy that you're not going to step through it. It's just about, hey, I just need to get comfortable with what I feel is part of this. We were thinking about having Nancy do the codes. Yes. Wondering if you'd like to decode. Yes. Talk to me about it. Talk to me about it. Decodes are fun. Oh, that's funny because Lorna's just said something to me today about something coming along. So yes, Lorna, if you're watching, potentially Wendy, yes, message me, because decodes are great fun. And again, it's blending all the elements together, right? Finding the way that this whole process, because it's a major arcana, there's this process of different elements coming together in different ways. But again, there's this need for boundaries, and it's okay to say, hey, um, this is what we expect. It's okay to have that protection as well, because this is something that is close to your heart and it's something you want to do. And so yeah, it feels like it's heart led, and it's about you honoring that. How does it feel? What information needs to be a part of that? What logically needs to be a part of that? Where do we sit in this flow and this energy as we move forward? But it's very much boundaries. Like, hey, I'm at this place, and it's about boundaries. It's protecting progress that we've made. But yes, the temperance is very much the balance of bringing things together in order to create something profound that is exponential. I like that. It's balancing fire and water as well. So emotions with passion and artistic. And it's the two creative powers coming together, kind of the expressive outward masculine, actiony outward energy of it, and the feminine receptive creative emotional element to it, and bringing this all together, spiritual psychic it's the instinct and the intuition tying together. It's evolutionary in order to evolve, to level up. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Ace of Pentacles, there you go. It's about the seed. You have the idea, you need to create the environment and the settings. And again, that means boundaries, timing, structure to it as well. How you develop that if you choose to. How do you invest into that? How do they all come together? And that looks very much like DNA swirling. What is the core? What is the essence of what it is coming through? It feels exciting. The blending of masculine and feminine as well. I like it. There's something about the kids, but I think you know the kids. It's balancing a dream with a inner child. There's something about the inner child, your inner child, not theirs. Your inner child, reconciling something there. Um, yeah, that's just what's popped in. Three of Cups is there too. Collaboration, working together, spiritually, emotionally, support. Three of Cups coming in with that. It feels good, Wendy. It feels good. I hope that's helpful, my friend. I hope that's helpful. Okay, let's see. Where are we going next? Tell me, where are we going next? Luna. Luna. I heard about the eternal child. Oh, it may well be. Have a look into it, Wendy. Go down the rabbit hole. Go down the rabbit hole. If that feels like a thing, go down the rabbit hole. And if it's not a thing, meditate and make it a thing. Oh, Luna. Okay. Healing. You've prioritized healing and health. Also, there's been a lot of a need for rest lately. Tired, fatigue. I feel tired and fatigued. Aching in the arms. Like the arms feel heavy. Like wading through treacle. Let's see. Eight of Cups. You're thinking about assessing. If you're feeling drained from something, something is draining your energy. Maybe that's why it feels like it's wading through treacle, and it's testing morale, it's testing, persistent, it's pushing to the point where you're like, I don't think I can give anything more to this. And you have the Eight of Cups here with the Seven of Pentacles, and both of these are about assessing something in your life, whether that's but this it's something that you've developed emotionally, spiritually, physically invested things in. And it's about, and I love this because it's got dragonfly wings. It's very much like, hey, I've poured all I can into this, but I'm kind of evolved beyond this now, and I'm looking for something more. And that's really what the Seven of Pentacles is. But with the Seven of Pentacles, it's almost like you're choosing to stay and invest more time and energy and effort into it because you feel there is still something worth salvaging there. So for you, I think that's why you're being put in this stillness to kind of heal how you feel about things, where you even sit right now, mentally, emotionally. What's hurting, and what do I need to bring that hurt to a stop? And it can be the hurt of, feeling unsatisfied. And it's not that anything's awful. It's just that sometimes we're not wholly content. And so discontent can be mild and it can be absolute out there. But if it's niggling dissatisfaction that goes on for a while, it's kind of and then you've got the Two of Pentacles making some decisions. Right now, everything's kind of okay. And this is where I kind of feel it. Everything's okay. Nothing's awful. It's just there's this lack of something, that extra thing that just would go, hey, this is amazing. It's like it's settling for not mediocrity. I don't think that's what I mean, but that kind of, it's okay. It's not awful. I mean, it's good. It's just it's not fulfilling me, and there's that lack of fulfillment completely. Um and trying to weigh up what it is you need and then how you can bring that into your life, and kind of how do I maintain the status quo while going after what I feel I need. But I don't know if I don't really know what it is I need. So it's about assessing, what do you need emotionally that you're not getting right now? And what area does that come from in your life? Is it from work? Is it from relationships? Is it, spiritual development? Is it, do you want to go and study something? Do you want to, get creative with something and you don't have time for creative outlets? And that's where you feel like, and then it's about juggling the time and juggling the resources that you have so that you can, I mean, time, money, effort is all energy, is all resources that we can measure or at least use in this 3D world. So, how do I juggle the status quo so I can still have my extra cherry on top that makes me feel full, that makes me feel, you know, that I'm fulfilled. But there is something hurting. There's been some sort of heart pain. It doesn't have to be physical heart pain. Although I don't know if you've been getting heartburn. There is like a warm sensation. I'm not saying there's anything physically wrong with your heart necessarily, but there is there's okay, so we have the Six of Cups, which is either heartbreak related to child, or you as a child or a child. There's some sort of grief, heartbreak, some trauma around that could be what is leading to this energy of, I need to heal, I need to process what is going on with me so I even know what I even need to move forward, because there's something coming up, there's something lacking. There you go, the Hierophant. What do I need for me to spiritual? It feels very much like you want to develop yourself in some way, and there's some trauma that held back going for that for whatever reason. It's like you settled because other things took priority, and now it's like, hey, now I think it's my time for me to go and develop me. I need to develop me for my own, go and learn something or develop myself in some way. Finding a teacher or a guru or somebody that can guide you through. I don't know if you've ever thought about being a counselor. I don't know why I'm getting that. Developing going into counseling. But it's okay. I think there needs to be a creative outlet for you, like a decompression through art or dance or some sort of expression to process, just to process. It doesn't even have to be because that's the thing that you're lacking. It's just to help you process. I don't know if you find it cathartic or to dance. I'm really getting music and dance, but dance or color, artwork, whatever it is, it's very flowing and graceful. Like that dragonfly flying. You know what I mean? It's like it's very ethereal. But yeah, even just doing that, it's almost like by processing that way. I don't know if it necessarily has to be talking to process. I think it's expressing in some way leads to, oh, wake up moment. Gives you some sort of point to direct yourself towards. It feels like just feeling like a boat drifting along. You just need to tether somewhere for a little while and just see where you even are to decide where you want to go. I hope that's helpful in some way, Luna. So, guys, just going to shut the door quickly. While I'm doing that, If you want something specific, let me know. Cheryl, I've just seen you've donated. I will do you next. If anybody wants something specific, let me know. I'm just going to shut this door because it's cold. Okay. Cheryl, you are so welcome, Luna. Okay. Cheryl, what do we have for Cheryl? Four of Pentacles. Are you feeling blocked in the third eye? But just because that third eye is what actually... Whoa. Your crown feels really dizzy. Really dizzy. It's like, let's get a bit more. It's like it's in overdrive. Okay. You need to get playful, and this is either feelings that are being held, but it feels spiritual, but I think it's actually tied to other things. There is this there's feelings you're not telling people where you're actually at, and so there's this need to share that. Actually, it's almost like liberation from it, like by sharing the load, by someone just being with you can liberate you in that way. We have the Hermit as well. The irony that it's saying go out and have fun, and you're going, but I don't want to have fun. I like to retreat. I like to feel safe in my cave. But if we retreat too much, we detach ourselves from other people, and sometimes we need to there is this need to free yourself to get, because it's almost like by talking about it to someone, anyone, a friend, it helps you gain clarity on your own situation. It gives you a different perspective. It's almost like by saying it out loud, it becomes more real. And so there you can see what actually is the actual structures and what is shadows that you've built up over the top of it. And so and your throat chakra feels very closed off. And it's almost like you need to do that to gain clarity. And then there's freedom. Oh, just by unburdening a load of it, just by getting it out, there is freedom from it. And so I feel like at that point, it's almost like by talking to someone that allows you to go within and process what's going on within and assess where you actually even are right now. And it's almost like by doing that, there's this clarity of, oh, okay, this is where I need to go now. This is where I need to go now. So instead of like Luna with the art, for you, it's talking it through. Eight of Pentacles, hard work. It's two bees, as a hive, as a community, working together with someone to do that. Hi, everybody. If anybody's wondering who I'm talking to and why this is happening, I'm on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube right now. So if you can't see comments, that's probably why. Hard work. If you've been, you do spirit work, don't you, Cheryl? Yeah, I'm pretty sure you do. I'm feeling like there is a guide. I feel like that's what the dizziness is. It's a guide working with someone, quite possibly to develop. I don't know if you've been working, someone's been helping you develop and like they've kind of taught you all they can, or you feel they're lacking something as a teacher, but you've kind of invested in this teacher and you've invested in this development. So I don't know if you've thought about leaving that process, leaving that teacher, or it's not working out to what you thought it would be, or you're not reaching what you thought you would be. We have the Son of Swords. And he's literally cutting off one of those, like, no, thank you, swatting it away. I don't feel like it should be cutting off them necessarily. I feel like there's a conversation that needs to be had if you're feeling dissatisfied in some way, communicating to them, hey, I'd like to develop further, and I don't feel like I'm getting that now. Like, is there something we can do? Oh, you've got a mentor. So it's about speaking to the mentor. Hey, is there something else we could be bringing in? But I feel like there's an opportunity coming in for you that will stretch you, that will help you grow, because I think you feel like it's not stretching anymore. You've reached a plane and it's like we're not, it's plateaued almost. Like, I'm doing everything you're asking of me. But there's a plateau, not dissatisfied. Well, that's good. It's good that you're not dissatisfied. But what it's saying to me is it's about the Eight of Cups. It's there's something more. There is something more, or something you are looking for something more. And that may mean moving to something else. But there is an energy coming in the next month or so that may be bringing you what you're looking for. Because it is about following the steps that brings in this manifest being of it in reality. It's about balancing forces, balancing, finding the balance, sweet spot. Right, sweet. It's coming in. You'll know what it is when it comes in. That's always helpful, isn't it? It'll come in. It'll come in. It'll feel weird. I feel like this is a new guide coming in for you in the next month. They have a different way of talking to you or communicating with you, and they have a different way of guiding us. Yeah, communicating what they're trying to tell you, and it's that would need like a little bit of it's in a different way. I don't know if normally they talk to you in your ear and then he gives you that he, it feels like a he, it feels masculine. He gives you visuals instead of words, if that makes sense. Or there's something different. There's a new kind of Claire ability coming in, but it's this guide's bringing it in, and the way he communicates with you is different than other guides have before. I hope that's helpful in some way, Claire, Cheryl. Why did I say Claire? Is it Claire next? It must be Claire next because it's telling me. I've said your name. I hope that's helpful, Claire. Another deck, as I've stepped into yours, Claire. Another deck. I said she needs me, and this deck can be very honest. Let's put it that way. Okay. Let's see, Claire. Okay. Claire, you take too much on. Let's put it that way. And oh, you have all twos. You're at a crossroads. So the first thing that I have for you is since Christmas, quite possibly since December, you have been taking on. You are so welcome, Cheryl. Um, you've been taking on more things that aren't always yours to do because you are a very kind person and you do all the good things and you're very kind. But you may be getting to a point now where you're like, if anything else comes in, it's going to unbalance me. A ball is going to drop if I take anything on. So you need to assess first of all if those things are yours. Okay, so if they are yours, are there any of those things that aren't that important anymore and we can let them go regardless? In which case, deal with yours and get rid of what you can. Then you need to look at what isn't yours. Okay, so and then look at why am I carrying these balls? Why am I carrying these balls? I feel like there's like 8 or 9 balls. And yeah, 5 or 6 of them are yours, but there's like 3 or 4 that really aren't yours. And you're doing them because you're a good, kind person and because you care about the people that you're doing this for. But what I'm looking at is you are committing time, effort, and energy, and you're pouring out love as part of it. That's the primary role of energy of doing it. But these people, you took them when people couldn't manage them, and now it's like, well, but you're not in that place anymore. It's time for you to take that back and actually I'm now struggling. So could you take these balls and could you help me with one of these balls that I can't deal with? Like, can you return the favor? And I think you need to look at what people go, absolutely, I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have taken advantage of this long. Is there anything I can do for you? And you go, hey, yeah, actually, yeah. Could you take this ball for a couple of weeks? Could you like return the favor? Like, I've been taking the kids to football. Do you think maybe your kid to football for this many weeks? Do you think maybe you could take it for a couple of weeks and return the favor? Um, but I do feel like there's not fair energy exchange, and it's about looking at these aren't mine, have them back for some of them. And then there's like, I've done this for you because I care, but I'm not getting the same back. Like, you're being taken advantage of. Um, and that's a I don't think it was intentionally done, but I feel like they need to go back. And I think the reason you've not handed them back is because I think if you're worried that if you give them back their stuff, their jobs, their responsibilities, that they're going to kick off at you. And I think that's your intuition saying, hey, this isn't a healthy relationship. And right now I need it to be okay because I'm really worried about that person not being in my life. But that person is taking advantage of you. And if they're supposed to be in your life in a healthy way, then when you say to them, hey, you're taking advantage of me, can we just like, you know, energy exchange back? It feels like there's a boundary that needs to be put there, like, hey, you can't rely on me to do this all the time. This is your responsibility. You are responsible for it, and I'm taking it on for you as though it's my responsibility, and it's not. I will help you out now and then, but and I helped you out when you were struggling, but now you're okay now, you can take it back. And I just feel like it's a courtesy that you did as somebody's to help support someone for a while, and it's kind of gone beyond that now. And it's almost like it needs to go back because they've got to learn to take that back on themselves again. But there's something about not wanting to disturb the status quo for whatever reason, and your gut is telling you, hey, this is too much, we're carrying too much, we're going to reach this point in a minute where everything's going to come tumbling down because we're carrying balls that aren't ours. And yet your intuition's also going nuts, going, well, if I give it back to them, I know they're going to kick off. Um, but it's about you saying, hey, I only want to, I commit to things that has fair equal energy exchange overall, the overall picture. I'm not saying, hey, pay me for all this work I'm doing. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe you're doing something that they should be paying you for and they're not. But there's a need to have that conversation and set boundaries with them, because at the moment you're overloaded and so you can't do anything for yourself. You're just at the point of perhaps getting overwhelmed because of it. So it's about having those conversations and looking at where you actually commit your energy to with regards to that. Hopefully that's useful in some way, Claire. Okay, let's go with KC. KC. Oh, two popped. Huh, okay. You're so welcome, Claire. Okay, KC. I don't know if you had a vision of of something going in a certain direction, and you actually took the steps to starting to make this thing happen for you. You started doing the moves, and then there's almost been this blockage of I don't know if it's physical. I don't know if there was a trip. This is going to sound weird. There was a trip, and it had to be or something that you felt you needed to do, so it was kind of put in place. And then I don't know if physical illness or something, some form of needing to heal from something, from some sort of pain, whether that's illness or emotional. But that kind of stalled everything and stopped. And while you've been navigating what that even means, it's almost like it's time now to kind of go, hey, I think I'm in a place. Once I've done a bit of healing, I can now see that I'm getting towards a place where I want to get going again. But I don't know if you were stopped So if it really feels like you were physically ill and that stopped you going on a trip or it stopped you doing something, and now you're looking at doing it again now, but there is this energy of being so determined to do that that I don't know if you're fully recovered enough to do that. It's okay to go out there and start looking at making plans of how you're going to make that happen. But if you do it before you're ready, this is what they're telling me. If you do it before you're ready, there's going to be consequences. Like, I don't know if you're going to. It won't necessarily be. It's almost like being so determined that you're not seeing the consequences of doing it too quickly. But you can absolutely do it. Maybe not right at this moment, but that's what they're saying. You can do it, just not right at the moment because there's still healing to do. Or there's still something in that situation that needs to be processed before that trip or that project can hit the ground running again. Does that make sense? It's like there is more healing plan for when you can do it. So you know what you need to do the time is right to do it. But right now is not the time. It's almost like to do it now would be being overly determined. Yeah, there you go. The hermit, taking the time to retreat and rest for a little while. I feel like you've been, it sounds horrible, but I feel like it was put in place for a reason because there's something else. And as you're sat in the stillness, you'll realize why you've been put there, why it's been put on hold. Because when you go to do it, you're doing it for more reasons than just because, like, just a compulsion. It's like you'll understand why you need to do it. It's like there needs to be a more brevity to it rather than just going in headstrong and doing it because you're determined to do it. There has to be another level to the motivation for it. Yeah, temperance. It's almost like it's part of the healing process to do that. I hope that makes sense, Casey. You are going to do it, just not right now. It's about finding the balance between being healed and the urgency to go. It's like finding the sweet spot. You'll know when it is, but right now it's about retreat and sanctuary and healing until the point when you'll know when it's ready to go. So start making the plans for when the time's right, but you'll know you will know. You will know. Just getting the thing. Hi, Karen. Yeah, long time. Well, no, it's not long time. Why is it like a month feels like a long time? Like people go, I haven't seen you for ages. I was like, I've been gone 4 days. 4 days. This week I'm not necessarily, I might not be on in the evenings quite so much. But I might be in the mornings this week. So yeah, I might have some mornings that I pop on randomly so we can have a cup of tea and some cake in the mornings. I'll get the kids off to school and then play. But yes, Karen, it does feel like it's been a while since I've seen you. It genuinely does. Okay, let's see, what have we got? Let's play with these self-love tarots. I love them. Okay. Let's see. Where should we go? Where should we go? Where should we go? I did see. Let's do Samantha Cullen. I thought I saw someone a minute ago, but I don't think I did. Maybe I should have done it when I saw it. Samantha Cullen. Oh, we've had lots of fun and celebrations. This is good. I like this. Really peak emotional. Oh, they're off already. Oh yeah, you go off earlier, don't you, in Scotland? They all go back to school in a few weeks, in like 4 weeks' time, though. I feel like there's been a development with regards to dealing with, I want to say, the powers that be. I'm so glad that was helpful, Casey. Thank you so much for the confirmation. I love it when it's useful. By the way, guys, you can tell me if it's not. I'd rather give you something that helps you than you just go, yeah, that's right, and then go, that was awful. It's not about me being right. It's about you getting what you need. Sam, it feels like there's been amazing, happy, joy times, like beautiful, magical moments. But I have a King of Cups with the Justice and the Queen of Swords, and it feels like some sort of emotional support that's been needed for a while, and finally getting that, or having to try and negotiate getting that. But it feels like that's coming in. It's almost like by having this celebratory kind of energy, it's changed the energy up a little bit, and so things are coming in. And it does feel like there's some sort of emotional support. Okay, there's Emperor in reversed. Oh, okay. And progress. I feel like there's progress, like there's breakthroughs happening with getting support for the kids. And you. There's an element of you needing it as well. But it's all on you. It's all on you. It's like the system's worked against you, and now you're finding a way of making that work for you so that you can get what you need for you to be supported, because you don't have, I want to say, masculine energy. It's not that you need masculine energy or you don't embody masculine energy, but there's a lack of a male presence, and everything's on you basically. It's like very much it's all on the Empress, and the Emperor's not there to pick up any of it. So it's almost like now getting what you need, what you have support so that you thrive. It feels like it's emotional support or some sort of therapy. But it feels like there's progress towards that, or there's progress with regards to that either happening or coming into being. Yeah, like crisis therapy, so that to help with behaviors that they've, I don't know if there's been new behaviors, new soothing techniques, new things that have developed, new ways of coping and getting support because these new things have come through. But it does feel like there's support coming through. It feels like talking therapy or some sort of therapy. But there's support coming in for you because you've not had support. And like finally seeing a way forward, seeing progress coming in, seeing a way forward for, it feels like support. It just feels like support is needed. Support is always non-existent. I'm now learning to fight my own battles and what ones to pick. It just feels like there's something within the system that can now be accessed. I just don't know how that comes into being. If it does, it comes from somebody who is compassionate rather than somebody that is, nope, this is the rules. I feel like you're encountering somebody that has the more feminine attributes rather than the masculine structure, red tape, processes, that kind of energy. So hope that helps, Sam, in some way. I hope that comes in as well, because that feels like it's needed. Okay, let's do some quick ones. What can I use for quick ones? Which ones are fun? Yeah, we'll do Rainbow Moon. Rainbow Moon. I love these. They're so bright and fun. Samantha West makes incredible decks. My favorite one I can't actually tell you or show you on Facebook because it's aliens, but it's very adult content associated with aliens. Cosmic. Okay, let's see. Let's have quick ones. 1 card, 2 card max. Now having support one related, okay, so because she broke down and wanted to, oh wow. So she's actually getting it because that happened. Oh wow. It's probably that one because there was swords, and if is it a female counselor? It feels like it's needed for them to help progress, but it feels like it's finally support that you've needed. I really hope that's what it is. It feels good. Feels good. Corey, what deck have you got? Right, Dawn, let's do you. What deck have you got coming? She feels kind. Like it comes from a place. I know, I can't wait, Corey. Dawn, we have the judgment card. And the judgment card is, I feel like it's, and we have the Knight of Wands. I feel like this is a calling. Like a call to do something, like at the time, if not now, when. This is what it feels like. If not now, when. And I feel like this is a trip. I do feel like this is a trip. Like I need to do this trip. I just feel called to do this trip. I can't tell you why. There's something about this trip that I need to do, or there's a trip you really want to do, and it's like the time is now. If not now, when? Trip. It doesn't feel like moving house, but it's like the need to go somewhere and do something and experience something. If not now, when? Like following that. But yes, I want to do it, and I want to do it now. Because if I don't do it now, when am I going to do it? There's no better time. But it's something you might have been putting off. And so, if not now, when is what? That's what they keep saying. If not now, when? Kayleigh keeps saying, if not now, when? And I'm like, thank you, ADHD brain. But hopefully that's useful in some way. Okay, Davina, it's to you, Davina. These are going to be super quick. See how many I can get in. Corey, it is harsh. It is brutal. It is your very best friend. And it will give you that, Corey, that deck is the one that is my deck. I don't recommend it for beginners, the Wild Unknown, but you're not a beginner, so it's okay. It's harsh, it's brutal. I'll tell you exactly what you need to hear because it's your very best friend. It's telling you it because you need to hear it. It has the rainbow through it, so it is absolutely, and that is the one that when I had my big breakdown, when I went into daily practice with tarot, it was that one. So it's amazing deck, especially if you're in a dark place and you have experience with tarot. Wild Unknown is incredible. So incredible deck. I'm so glad you've got it. Okay, Davina. Yeah, Corey, it got me through my big breakdown about 6 years ago, 7 years ago. It's a really good deck for that. So it is harsh, but it's harsh for a reason. It's not it's not harsh because it's being a bitch. It's harsh because it needs to. That's exactly what I needed, Corey. So every morning I get up, take my first inhaler, pull the card. I don't use it for anybody else except me, and then I put it in. Actually, the other day was the first time I've ever shared a photo of the deck. So okay, Davina. I'm gonna get another one with that. Okay, for you, it's. I feel like there's been cross words, harsh words said to you, or harsh words, harsh thinking. I don't know if this is harsh thoughts on yourself or somebody said cutting words to you, but there's a need for you to disregard to a certain extent what they've said to you. I think it was overly critical, overly harsh. And so there's this energy of needing to build you up, because I don't know if something they've said is something that you already tell yourself, and so it's escalated the way that you talk to yourself, but it's about catching the negative thoughts to build you up, to build your core up, to feel sorry, my son just said to come down and said something that was hilarious and really not the time for me to hear it. It's about healing that, healing the way you talk to yourself, healing, catching the negative thoughts and talking to them, and talking more kindly to yourself, like you are your best friend. The nice best friend, not the harsh best friend of tarot that I've just been talking about. It's the encouragement, it's the affirmations, it's changing the way that you think about yourself, talk about yourself. As soon as you catch yourself saying sorry for anything, because that's the biggest thing that we do. Sorry, I'm late. When what we really should be saying is thank you for waiting. Thank you for, thank you for waiting for me, because you didn't mean to be late. You didn't do it on purpose, so you don't really have anything to apologize for. You didn't do anything wrong. And it's almost like that. Stop being in the apologetic and be thank you for waiting, or thank you for helping me with that. Sorry, I had to. You've got nothing. If you haven't done anything wrong, you don't need to apologize for it. And you don't have to be overly critical, like I'm always late. Well, you've been late twice. Or it's just about changing the dialogue, the way you think, and also the way you talk and communicate. And I think catching it and doing it, I think quite quickly you will talk to yourself in a much kinder way. And I think you will find bigger changes just by changing the way you say things slightly, because it does feel overly critical. But I don't think you turn your word weapons on anybody but yourself. So I feel like it's about you building up and changing the way you speak to yourself, the narrative that you hold for yourself. I hope that's helpful, Davina. But yeah, it's about healing the inner narrative. Okay, let's see. If you're around and would like a reading, let me know. Let me know. Only on yourself. That's what it feels like, Davina. Like I don't think you're harsh to anybody else. I think you're just cruel to yourself. That's not really what I mean, is it? Maybe you are cruel to yourself, but it's not. Okay, Stephanie. There you go. Stephanie with your Sonic. Okay, let's see. That one wants to come. Strength. Inner core strength. And I don't mean inner core like abs. I mean, well, maybe abs, but it doesn't feel physical to me. It feels like emotional resilience, inner grit. It's an inner battle. And we have Divine High Priestess. It's the strength to follow. Your intuition is telling you something. Eight of Daggers. There's something inside you, and your your intuition's going mad right now that you need to do something, but it's difficult to go and do it, or you don't believe you're capable of doing this thing. And so, yes, ask the question. Absolutely ask the question. Um, it's like your gut is telling you to do something, your intuition is telling you to do something, but your brain's going, I don't think this is right. This doesn't make sense to me. Like there's information missing. I only have half the information. Why would I do that with only half the information? And it's like, I don't know if you're physically reacting to the fact that you're not listening to your intuition. And so I don't know if you're thinking, okay, I'm reacting, I'm having anxiety. It's not because something's wrong, it's because you're not listening to yourself. And it's really hard to trust ourselves. It's really hard to trust our intuition because it feels wrong. Like logically, it doesn't feel wrong. Our feeling is telling us to do the thing, but our brain goes, "This isn't right. This isn't right. I don't know what's happening." So, um, it's having the strength to trust your intuition, to trust your gut knowing, because it's like the animalistic part of your body is trying to be listened to, and normally this is the animalistic side rising up that the brain needs to take down. But I actually think this is the other way around with you. I think it's the brain is not listening to what the gut, the intuition is telling us to do. And so that's where your reaction's coming from. Um, it's about trusting that and having the strength and willpower to trust and let go a little bit of that control so that you can move forward with that in that way of trusting yourself, because you are more than capable of handling anything that comes up. I think you're doubting yourself, but you shouldn't be doubting yourself. Your intuition is on point. It is on point. Okay. Will the meeting I had on Friday result in a positive outcome? I can tell you from a yes or no point of view. Ah, thank you, Danielle. Yeah, it's my favorite dress. It's my summer dress. It's my tiki dress. I got it from I want to say Hell Bunny. I have a lot of Hell Bunny. Yeah, sweetheart neckline really does go well with my I like a balconette bra and I like a sweetheart neckline. They make me look amazing. Okay. Will it result in a positive outcome? Let's see. Depends what you consider positive, because it says no in the sense that no, not necessarily, but it's a good thing because it's gonna help you avoid somebody very controlling and self-serving that it wouldn't have been the right thing for you. So if the positive is you've dodged a bullet, so to speak, then yes. Um, it feels like the answer will be a no, but it's not a no for no reason. It's literally it would have not been healthy for you to be in that situation. It feels like there's somebody that's very controlling. You wouldn't have had a lot of freedom. They would have been serving their ends all the time. I feel like they would have taken credit for you. Um, and refuse to even talk about it or negotiate and navigate in any way. I really hope that's helpful. I pulled the 10 and went, that's harsh. And then it went, yeah, it is harsh for a reason because the person was harsh. There's something about if anybody has a particular question, by the way, absolutely, because if that's what you need as an answer to a question, ask me the question because this is you all seem to want questions answered today, so that's ask the question. The worst I can say is no, I'm not going to answer your question, so ask me the question. It feels like this would have been if you'd got into it, it would have been a repetition of a cycle, and and what you need is a different direction, a different way into a situation. I don't know what this is, working with a different person or um, a different way forward. There's innovation that's needed. It can't be the same thing. I don't know if it's very similar to something else you've done before. It feels like a cyclical pattern, and it's almost like you didn't need to be put through that test again. It's more about putting things in place. Okay. You have the Two of Wands there, which is having a vision of what it is you want to happen, but then you have the Devil with it, which is unhealthy partnerships, which I feel like that takes itself out. And then we have the Three of Pentacles with Justice. So it's like if you are going to do a deal with the devil, whatever that is, make sure it's a healthy collaboration, right? And that you have covered yourself and your part, that you are protected in some way, that there's clear, I put this in, I get this out. It's fine as long as there isn't somebody being taken advantage of. And I feel like there is somebody in this situation that wants to take advantage. And I feel like this is it's a resolution to a neighbor dispute. Oh wow, okay. It feels like there needs to be I take it there's been a mediator brought in, is there? There's justice. Justice is the final card. So if this is to do with literally legal dispute, for me, justice when it comes up is that justice will be served, like karma will go the way it's supposed to. And as it's come up in yours, it would to me would suggest that that will go in your favor to a certain extent. But the thing with justice is neutral. So what you see as a fair judgment would be like, hey, you took this from me, and so you need to replace it, and you'll do. I don't know, a year in prison, so I will get this amount of money in prison. But what the justice comes in neutral is, yes, they did wrong. Yes, they're guilty. Yes, there should be repercussions, but it will be 20 hours community service and like half the money. So I had an interview with someone to try and remedy it. It does feel like there is something that can go in your favor. I just don't know how. Whatever that situation was, you were sick of someone taking advantage or taking from you. Step through, took visions, deal with the devil, but it does feel like that she refused mediation. Then it might well involve bringing other parties in to bring that in. I don't go into deep legal, so it's just giving me what it gives me, which is there should be justice at the end of this. But with that, bringing that three of crystals in, that may be bringing in other parties to work through that towards justice. But it's left you exhausted and depleted. There may be a need to battle on in some way to get a decision. Whether it gets as far as out and out legal, I don't know, but because I do feel like there might be an agreement negotiated before it has to go however far, like a wrangling between, I don't know, solicitors, lawyers. I don't think it would get to open court, if that makes sense, but that you may well find a way forward. But it's about finding the right person that works for you. I hope that helps in some way. Okay, it's Kida. 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 What will be the outcome of your interview tomorrow? Let's see. Hang on, I'm going to tap the deck. I've just had the same two cards as the first two cards come out, and I shuffled. So if they come out again, then it's your card, but that just felt like the energy was repeating. So let's give them a slap. Let's give them a shuffle, a casino shuffle. Slap some energy into it. Let's see what we get for you. What will be the outcome of the interview tomorrow? Nine of Cups is that's a good card. Three of Wands, Page of Cups. Make sure you've prepped for your interview tomorrow. I think you're going in there optimistic, wishing that you'll get it. I feel like I feel like you should be researching the company that you're having the interview for, like that you can ask questions back the other way, like, hey, I'm curious, like, da, 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 da. Um, I feel like there needs to be prep work. Like if you've done prep work, as long as you're prepped and you have pretty much answers for even the negative. You know what when they say, "Oh, can what are your weaknesses and how do you navigate that?" Have a response for that, or go into that optimistic, know your worth, know your value, have prepped, do some research about the company, and go in there confident but curious and willing to learn. Don't doubt yourself at all. Don't doubt yourself. You are deserving of it. I feel like they will get back to you quite quickly and it should be positive news. I feel like because you've prepped, it shows an aspect of what they're looking for. But yes, you should be successful as long as you've prepped for it. I hope that helps in some way. Danielle, is today the day? Today is a day. If it's the day, should we see? If you're waiting for today to be an answer, no. No. The hangman is actually neutral, but it tends to be more no than yes. But no, today is not the day. And I am not the one. I love that meme. Today is not the day and I am not the one. I don't know if you're waiting for news, but at the moment you're waiting in limbo. It's limbo right now. I would say, I don't know why I'm asking a timing on this, Danielle, or why it's giving me a timing, but I'm feeling within the next 12 days. 12 days? Less than. Less than 12 days. Oh, because it's number 12 days. Oh, okay. You will know when. There's the reason it's not yet is because yeah, they are. They're like watermelon colors. So they go from pink to green. They're blue light glasses. So that to block the blue light because I have ADHD. Interviews for a rented property. Okay, Keita. So basically 12 days is when I get back from my trip home. Then it would be after you get back from the trip home. I feel like there's something on the trip that makes you realize what you need to have sort of. There's something on the trip then. That's why it's 12 days. There's something on the trip. There's getting away has the perspective, gives you perspective of what you need, how you approach the situation. There's something about that then. There's something in the 12 days that gives you a change of direction. Interview for renting a property. Oh, so it's for rental property. So that was prepping visions. Don't be afraid to ask questions. That would be where the maturity came from then. Not maturity, but the preparedness, like somebody that comes in structured. Your mum will probably give you the advice you need. I got them from Claire's. The glasses. Oh, okay. So there's I think you will get clarity while you're away, I think. If you're not 100% sure, then as long as you're safe, you know what I mean? Until you have the clarity, until you know. I also feel like when you disappear, when you're away, your absence is felt, Danielle. Okay, Keita. I think you need to ask questions based on the property as well. Because it's committing to something. So I think they have to have responsibility as well as you. So like, what are your responsibilities and what do they have in place? Also, Keita, if that doesn't feel if it doesn't feel right, trust it. If something feels off, if it feels like you're doing my tarot course starts in September the 4th. Oh, they're not prescription glasses, at Claire's. These are just, like I said, they're just blue light ones. They're zero prescription. They're just blue light ones that for the blue light reduction ones because that helps with ADHD and sleeping all sorts. Yeah, the tarot course starts September the 4th, and it's going to be at 8 o'clock on Sundays again, just because 6 we found we don't tend to, we're eating tea at like 5:30, going, and then we're doing that. Um, so yeah, I'm going to be doing that, and I'm also going to be starting a development type group. So like a Facebook group. So anybody that wants to read for each other, whether that's tarot or whatever, or wants to develop spiritually, that's going to be a kind of group. It feels a bit of how funny. Isn't it funny how they all tie up at the same time? Yeah, Kida, it's a series. I feel like this is somebody that likes to be in control, like a kind of controlling landlord. There will be very set structures and rules, and you'd be expected to follow that. So ask the questions, see what you have to be responsible for, what they don't have to, what they're responsible for. Have that clarity there. Ask questions. I think that's what it is. Research. Corey, will you find out tomorrow? Should we find out if you'll find out tomorrow? Will she find out tomorrow? Yes. You have the 10 of Cups. That's awesome. Yeah, with the tarot course, I am offering payment plans. So what it is I set up a I do have a link for my Facebook group. I haven't set up the development group yet, but I can put you in my Magpie Moonchild. I'll put that over. Yeah, the course. So I have the group anyway is the course, and anybody who's been on my course before goes and join it. So the tarot course, I teach you like this week we did court cards. So it's Magpie Moonchild. So yeah, do the development, and I do the payment plan for the tarot course. So basically what it is I give you an invoice, and as long as it's all paid by September the 4th, then you can make whatever payments you've got, but it's £125 this time for the course. And so yeah, we do that. £125 for the course. So yeah, and then it's so everybody that is on the previous courses, they can come and do refresher courses because they've already paid for a course, so it's the same content basically, or pretty much. And then they can come into the next courses. And then obviously the development group, all these people have now learnt to read, and I want to have a space where they can and other people can come in and develop readings and work for other people. It's 10 weeks for the tarot course. It's 10 weeks for so it's every Sunday at 8 o'clock, and it's 10 weeks. So 10 weeks, and it's about 2 hours for the course. So yeah, court cards I found are the hardest. Did you find that? It's court cards are the hardest. But yeah, we've done court cards tonight, and next week is the last week of the lessons, and that's court cards as well. But at the end of that, I then, if they're ready for it, they can read for each other. But what I want to do is have a place where everybody who's on every course and other people can come and read for each other and develop and grow. And then if anybody gets to the point where they feel confident, then I was looking to bring people on so they get a chance to go live and do a live with me, or whatever. And then I just want to help people develop for their own personal practice, and if they want to go that route where they do lives, then they can come and do that too. So I just wanted a space where people could do that in a way. But yeah, I'm going to set up the spiritual development group. I just want to get this tarot course finished and everybody through it, which I have one more week of the actual lessons. And then if with the tarot course, if we do the 10 weeks and at the end everybody wants to read, I tack on an extra group. I tack on an extra thing. So an extra week where they can read for each other. So a completely separate event. Because sometimes at the end of a 2-hour lesson, you're like, my brain's drained. I can't even read for myself, let alone other people. So I just wanted to do that. But I thought the development group would be good because then you've got people at different levels. Everyone can help each other, bring advice into each other, and just work that way. So because because I just think everybody should tap into their intuition. And that's not just tarot, by the way. It's going to be tarot and cards and runes and mediumship, so everybody can kind of help each other develop. I just want this environment where everybody supports and guides each other and reads for each other. It's not going to be a place where we advertise our things or whatever. Like, I'm not even going to advertise my course in there, but it's just like, hey, I found this was a really good tool, or hey, I need some help with this, I can't find it, has anybody got a good resource, like, can you recommend a book? Or so they can do it that way, and then you make connections with other people, right? And that's how you network with other readers and stuff. So I just thought that would be a really cool thing to do. So yeah, 10 weeks for the tarot course. It starts September the 4th, every Sunday, 8 o'clock. It's £125. If you want to do a payment plan or whatever, if you want to book on, just message me on the page or message me on through the website magpiemoonchild.com, and it's all that. And I will absolutely update everything with the development group when I work out what I'm doing, but it won't be this week. It'll probably be next week, just because I have this course to wrap up and I've got some things to catch up on, and I want to make sure I've got everything cleared down before the kids break up from school and before that last week, because my daughter's got a lot of stuff on because it's her final couple of weeks in primary school. So, Corey, will you find out tomorrow? Yes, you will. You had the 10 of Cups with a nice, beautiful rainbow, so you will find out tomorrow. So if anybody else would like a reading, let me know. Otherwise, I will disappear off. And then, yeah, I think it's pastures new. Definitely new opportunities coming in. So let's see. Should I pull? I'm going to pull for my own benefit a weekly. Ah, Kim, yeah, you can have a card. Then I'll pull a. You need to have more belief and faith in yourself, Kim. It's a crisis of confidence this week. This week, at the moment, it's the only. It's self-limiting thoughts. It is talking to yourself negatively. It's about working through trauma where you were made to feel that way, where somebody made you feel like you're not good enough, and working through that and doing the healing work for that is what's coming through. Giving yourself time to breathe, and I feel like there's a need of self-forgiveness. Like, forgive yourself because you didn't know any different. You were working on the information you had, and hindsight is 2020. So it's about going back and saying, hey, you made a decision and you survived it. You made the decisions to survive that decision, but there's a need to go back and heal some sort of trauma there. I'm beyond exhausted with my CFS. I'm going to Google what CFS is. I'm really sorry that I'm ignorant of that. Oh, wow. Chronic fatigue. Yes, I can imagine. So yes, make sure you rest. And also that doesn't negate your value because you're feeling tired all the time or you feel like you're a burden. It does not reduce that. It's like a £5 note, right? If you get a £5 note out of a wallet and it's lovely and pristine, if you screw it up, if it goes through a journey, if it goes through the washing machine, does that devalue that? No, it doesn't. It's still worth £5. Your worth is absolutely. I'm thinking of childhood trauma and what happened with my older children. Yeah, it's about healing the past, healing that way. This is going to sound really random and out there, but wherever you feel the pain, I don't know if there's a way of working out if there's something within the pain, like where it is, that is attached to emotional trauma as well. Almost like a physical memory of something that happened, and it's almost like by, I don't know, unlocking and releasing it, it helps unlock part of that pain, that physical pain. Sarah Jane, let's honor that. Sarah Jane. Sarah Jane. Sarah Jane. I just want to check because they've changed the hierarchical names. I think I know what one this is. I just want to double check because I've not had this deck for very long. It is what I thought it was. I don't know. This is Sarah Jane. If there is a need to have some sort of oh, that's because I'm on Facebook and Twitch and YouTube at the same time, so you might not see all the comments. Um, there is an energy of perhaps talking through if you're feeling stressed or anxious, or just even if you're not actually, it just feels like it would be beneficial and therapeutic to speak to, I don't know, a counselor or a therapist, or just to have some sort of talking therapy. Because I don't know if you've been feeling overwhelmed lately. And by getting some talking to someone or being in an environment where there is somebody who can um, navigate, who has experience of navigating you through. Um, they have experience of navigating through people through emotional processing. And so it's almost like there's this need to heal some stuff, and that talking therapy is being recommended for you to a professional therapist, or um, doing that. Or I don't know if there's a circle of something that needs healing for you, if there's like a support group that needs for a healing. But it's like having the experience of somebody that isn't in your situation, that isn't in the direct situation that you're in. It's not family or friends necessarily, unless it's somebody that can detach themselves out of the situation to help you navigate how you process how you're feeling right now, or if there's a situation that you need support with. It's like there's the need to have experienced, like a captain to steer your ship through those emotional waters. It's like having someone that knows how to guide you through that, that's a professional. And that's if I'm live. I don't know if I'm live. Um, okay, if any, sorry guys, my internet goes weird. I was warned earlier that I need to give the Fae honey, so I will go and give them honey after this. Um, where was I going with that? So yeah, professional um counseling, or a therapist, or somebody that's experienced in processing what it is you need to work through right now in that way. I am back. Yeah, sorry guys. It kicked me off, and I'm like, Terry, am I on? So yeah, the Fae are warning me. Kayleigh, you said you'd give us honeycomb earlier. You told Lorna. So okay. So yes, I'm accepting donations. Yes. I'm still reading, it's fine. So, and if you want any more information on the tarot course, um, it's on magpiemoonchild.com. There's a contact thing on there. You can contact me. You can contact me on my Facebook page as well, or Instagram. I'm on everything, the social media, as magpiemoonchild.com. So you can find me there. And it's 10 weeks, and we learn. I know it happens all the time with my internet. It's really rubbish. They're digging up my road at the moment as well. It seems to be lasting forever. But yeah, with the tarot, you will learn astrology, numerology, colors, planets, which are obviously astrology, but it's zodiac as well as planets. Um, that there's extra layers. We have so many extra layers that are just on top of that. So let's see. Oh, that's zinging saying, Kayleigh, do your weekly Dewberry, what's it? So yeah, that's as as exciting as it gets. I need to feed the fae some honeycomb. Okay, Presh. Yes, I can do a card. Oh, there you go. Presh. Let's see, what have we got for Presh? We have the Knight of Wands. Have an adventure. I think I need Terry. We need to get hold of Virgin and tell them that that keeps happening. Thank you, Melanie. There's a need for an adventure, to go and experience things, to go and have some fun, to go and play, to go and have some excitement, some fun, some joy. Ugh. Let's have a look. Fun with your friends, connect with your friends, go and play, have some giggles, have, I don't know, have an evening or where they come over and you all have like junk food and talk and set the world to rights. There's this real need to have fun and play and celebrate and just have joy, spread joy, experience joy. I just feel like there's this need to throw not overthink anything, be out of the thinking brain and just go and do something that brings you absolute joy and pleasure. And if that means connecting with other people that are like-minded or that want to go and have fun with you, it just feels like you need to clink glasses with people and giggle and just set the world to rights. And maybe I'm just seeing a fire, like a campfire, sitting in someone's garden, they've got a fire going, or barbecue. I don't know. There's something about fire and smoke and just sitting in the summer in the garden and having some giggles with some friends. So I don't know if that's about bringing people over, but it's like you've worked so hard, you just need some playtime. You just need some fun. So yeah, go and have some fun, Presh. Tarot says you can have some fun. Go and have some. You have the permission from the tarot. Okay, Melanie. Let's see. Melanie, what have we got for Melanie? It's not these ones. Why is it not those ones? Okay. If you want to go on holiday, go and have a holiday. That is also absolutely have a holiday. Is it a girls' holiday? There's a need to go. Just go and relax. If that's a holiday, have a holiday. Camping. Are you going camping? Oh, it's winter. Okay, Melanie. What do we have for you? Okay. I am going to take these off because the light's gone weird. I know I shouldn't for the... I don't know if you've been struggling physically with something because of, I don't know, injury, or there's something physical. Something happened, very unexpected, that has put things physically on hold for you. I've gone again. I really hope I haven't. Yeah. Also, I don't know why my search engines change when I test it. But there is very much, there's like, I'm live. Is it gone again? Oh my goodness. I think it's like they're telling me, oh, I'm okay on Facebook. Okay, because it's Melanie I'm reading on Facebook. So there is an event that happened. Also, you have 3 blonde women around you, 3 blonde women in spirit that are around you, varying heights. There's like a shorter one, and then there's 2 taller ones, and they're around you, and they have blonde hair, and it's almost like shoulder length, bob length. It's very, very different. They just stood here looking at me like, just tell her we're here. Okay, they're here. But there is something that has happened, and um it's kind of had to change the structure of things because there's a bat outside my window. How cool is that? Just go across. I feel like there's something happened. It's changed the whole game for you, and it's almost like it came in and kind of knocked you on your butt, and so it made you physically tired and physically drained, where you felt like you couldn't do something, but you feel almost by being in that space, it's allowed you to go, okay, well, this is what it is. This is where I am right now, and this is what's happened. And now it's like, well, what do I want to do? If while I'm sat here, I'm kind of got this time to sit and think and process and get creative about what is it I want to do and am I going to do that makes me feel empowered? How do I work on um I feel like there's spiritual magic stuff that you're working on. You have a lot of people in spirit around you, by the way. There's like a whole like arch of people. They just keep turning up. My husband's gonna love it. There's all these people in my kitchen, and he can probably see them too now. But there is a lot of people in spirit around you. Um, but there is this honestly, honestly. Sorry, it kicked me off again. And the worst thing is, it's still got me connected on the old connection. It's worse. Um, yeah. What brings you joy? What do you want to build on? What do you want to work on? It's about having a foundation, something material that you can build up and work through. There's already something in place. It's like everything shook, but the foundation itself remained. It was everything that was built on top of it that might have been built up to that wasn't didn't withstand everything. But there's fundamentals. There are basics that you can absolutely work with. It's definitely passion about it. There are certain things that I think you might not be able to do right now, and it's not that you can't. I think it's almost like you have to let that part of it go for a minute. You can come back to it and do that, but there's something about walking away from one thing, because if you keep investing time and effort, it's almost like you'll overdo it. And so it's like you need to do the things that can clearly happen, that are just gonna that and that and that will work. It's about celebrating the things that you can do, and absolutely having those other things there that you can develop on or find a creative solution around. But right now it's about focusing on the joy and focusing on the the fundamentals that do work, because I think that's what doing things and recognizing what you can do, what you can work through, what is working, it almost brings that balance, that emotional balance back for you. It's like therapy. Doing something physical that brings you therapy, something creative that brings you some sort of therapy. You will get back up to a stronger place. It's just about navigating it in a way that you can right now, and celebrating what you can, because I think there's things you're doing now that you couldn't do before, and it's about celebrating that. It's also giving you time to develop spiritually as well, or to look at what you want to commit to. It's making you consciously think, I'm going to commit this effort to that because it brings me this amount of joy. And it's about consciously thinking about what you're doing and how you're doing things. Does it bring me joy? Is it going to bring me fulfillment? Do I need to commit? How much do I need to commit to it? How much energy do I have? What's it going to take? Is it worth my time and effort? And having more discernment with the decisions that you're making. I hope that's helpful, Melanie. I hope that's helpful. Hi, everybody. Okay, so where am I? I'm at 1:40. It's 10 o'clock at night. My internet keeps cutting out. Clearly, they're telling me it's time to come off. So thank you to everybody tonight who has come along and watched, supported, had a reading, donated, or energy exchanged for a reading. I'm going to be on mornings, I think, at some point this week, British mornings, at some point this week. I don't know what day. At the moment, I'm being random, just when I'm in flow, because it tends to work better when I'm in flow. But I will be on during the week. I might be on Saturday. No, I won't be on Saturday because I've got the girls round. Physically taxing, lots of weeds moving around. Yes. If anybody wants to know more about the tarot course, go to magpiemoonchild.com. There's a communication button thing there anyway. And so, yeah, it's a 10-week course. We do 2 hours each week, or an hour and a half to 2 hours each week. And then we stay after. There's a spread every week that I will take you through. And I know that sounds insane if you've never touched tarot before, but there's a way that we can do it. There is always a way to read. I will teach you. And then, yeah, I'm going to look at the spiritual development group. If there seems to be enough people that want to come in and do it, so I'm going to do that. So I will do that. I will share details. What I will try and do is share it on this post once it's set up. I'll try and remember to come back. I do have ADHD. I can't promise that, but I'll try and come back and share the link to the group. So if anybody wants to join that. Is there anything else? I am on later in the week with Lorna and Alison. We are doing our spirit guide animals coming through. So there are llamas, magpies, and unicorns. We're using those to help navigate shadow work and stuff like that. And then what else have we got? So there's details of that on my Facebook page. I'll try and put it on my Instagram if I can remember to. I forget to post on one and then I don't post on the other. And it used to link up and it doesn't anymore. I don't know what I've done. What else? I think that's it for a minute. So yeah, tarot course is in September, just because I'm not committing to anything over the summer with the kids in that sense. I'm taking bookings and readings and stuff, but yeah, I think that's all I've got for a minute. So do I have an advanced tarot course? Somebody said to me, Rod, I will do one quickly. It depends what you class as advanced, because mine kind of takes you from really beginner up to intermediate with jumping off points. Was that how the best way I could do it? I could describe it. I did it, and someone went, "You should do this as like this, and then an advanced one." And I was like, "I wouldn't know where the line is." Feel free to message me. I think you've got me on Instagram. I'm pretty sure you've got me on Instagram or Facebook or wherever. Just message me, and I'll take you through what I've got. So yeah. I had it set up like that. I don't know what I've done. I swear, I think I was born under Mercury retrograde. I think that's why I can never work anything. You can connect with me privately. You can book one-to-one sessions with me through, again, Magpie Moonchild. You can book everything. I have 2 options for readings in that way. Yeah, you can contact me through the website. You can contact me through Facebook. You can contact me through Instagram. Website, and yeah, bookings, the way to book readings are also on magpiemoonchild.com. So if you do want a one-to-one, a private one-to-one reading, I can do that. But Rod, for this one quickly with this pull, there is some sort of codependency potentially going on with regards to getting your relationship back. There is yeah, with private readings, one-to-one readings, they are £33, and but that's a minimum of half an hour. And I say a minimum, they never are half an hour, they're longer. But I just put the minimum. So it's always more than that. It feels like there's unhealthy patterns that was in there. Um, there's a need for open communication and understanding that you respond, you listen to each other. It feels like communication broke down. The fundamentals are there. It's somebody wasn't feeling nourished or supported in some way, possibly both of you. And it's just about looking and listening openly and honestly to have that conversation about, hey, if we're going to make this work, we need to have conversations. So maybe it's worth getting a relationship counselor if that's where you are. If you are separated and there's no communication, it's going to be really hard to do that, but communication is going to be the way to do that. Open and honest communication where you each say what isn't working without getting offended, and go, hey, I listened to you, and then trying to look at ways that you can nourish the relationship and you can bring healing back in. I feel like overall it was a good relationship, but I feel like there were things weren't maintained, communication broke down, and so that's when like rot starts to set in. It's like having a house and you see a crack and you think, oh, I'll deal with that later, or I'll deal with that later, and then we forget to do it, and then a storm hits and then everything comes tumbling down because it gets between the cracks that weren't maintained. So it's about, having putting things in process so you can connect with each other, um communicating, just listening to each other's side of the situation. And if communication's breaking down, like, oh, you say this to hurt me, it should be, when you do this, it makes me feel this. So it's separating otherwise it sounds like there's an intent to hurt, and sometimes we don't intend to hurt. Um, but yeah, other than that, I think that's what the problem is. It just become toxic in the sense that things nobody was listening to each other. There was a miscommunication, and maybe it's about changing the way you could communicate with each other slightly. Um, but other than I feel like one or both of you felt undernourished, under-supported, that you weren't getting what you needed and required to feel content and satisfied. And so there's this energy of, if somebody's saying there's a problem and it gets ignored, and they're saying it again, and then it's like, well, you're nagging me. Either way, either person. My husband says I nag him. He also nags me about things. But by no means are we perfect. I'm not claiming that. But if somebody's saying something over and over again, um, the other person's not taking it on board, they don't feel heard, nothing changes, and then they're like, well, I don't matter enough for you to want to work on this. And then there's that kind of feeling neglected and abandoned slightly. So it's about having this conversation like, hey, what are the problems? And then, hey, how do we bring in, do we get a counselor so we can navigate it? Is there something we need to start doing together? It's that kind of thing. It's like, how do you, once you know the problems, then you can work on how to fix it. But I feel like there needs to be a conversation to even see what the problems are. So anyway, with that, I am going to go. I'm not going to keep doing that thing where I say, no, I'm not going to go. And then I go, I'm going this time. Thank you to everybody who has been here and supported in any way tonight, or allow me to read for them. Honestly, it is everything. Thank you to anybody who did energy exchange with the monies or whatever. Thank you to anybody who let me read regardless. Thank you to anybody who shared. But yes, I will put details up on the wall this week of everything, and I will see you again soon. And I'm going to go and give my face some honeycomb because they're angry with me. So